of space tonight. Let's have a little look. We're back with another Damned Lost in Space. And today, we have another very, very special episode.
Hello everybody. Happy New Year as well to the community and all of the engineers out there. Let's have a little look who we have in the chat. I see Jim Fingers, Setup, Jedi, Dan the Man, TXC, Renegucha, Axel, Draxi, Tailed, Endar, Jedi, Green, Blade, Ryan, Sweet Fang, The Tail, Peter, Astronomical, HXFV, Gods. Oh, so many. There's a lot of people in the chats tonight. I was hoping to go through everyone. I tell you what, as I always do, at the end of the stream, I will go over every name who's still here. I always try my best, but damn, suddenly the chat just zipped up and I'm lost. But it's great. There's so many people tonight. So today, guys, something a little different. We actually have not just one guest coming onto the show. We actually have, let me just count this here. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 modders from the community, as well as I'll also be joined by Kianata, a fellow community manager, and possibly Drewy as well. I'm not sure. I didn't hear his voice earlier, but I hope he might also be around. So lots and lots of modders. We're calling this a modders round table because there's been some concerns about, you know, the upcoming Warfare update and what that might mean for mods, and of course one of the biggest ones, Weapon Core. So actually today we're going to be going over some of the upcoming changes in the next update that will actually benefit modders, and the modders are actually going to be sharing some of the changes to the mod API and what it will mean and what it will enable. So really excited that it's if anything, this update, although the vanilla Warfare will be its own thing, it's lots of cool stuff coming on that front, it will also kind of enable the next generation of epic mods as well. So yeah, great. And I also see some modders in the chat as well. So good to see lots of modders and creators and just everyone. It's really how you doing, Blade? Got a podcast up, yeah. Something like that tonight. So only before we get in and get the modders on, I just wanted to remind you guys that the plan for we still tease that the plan for Warfare is for February, so stay tuned for the actual announcement for the final release date. But the team is still working hard on a bunch of stuff and making sure that the update will be polished and ready for everyone. I know some people have been, oh, you know, it's taken too long and stuff. Well, really, because this had a bunch of new mechanics, we really wanted to make sure this was going to be a smooth release, and with plenty of stuff for everyone as well. Like I said already, there's, as well as new combat mechanics and new weapons, there will also be stuff for builders and more peaceful players as well. But before I kind of go into that, I actually want to show the teaser. Let me just bring this down here. We're going to show the teaser that was played on social media, I think I've lost track, on Tuesday, just in case you missed that. So take a look at this and let me know what you think about this if you missed this. Let's have a look here. Oh, there we go. There it is. You like? You know what? I mean, you guys see the music as well? There should be music playing. All right, I'll mute the music now anyway. Let me put this back on as well. So, yeah, this is the was it put on the title? I can't remember, but this is called the artillery turret. So I'm not sure if that was in the tweet. I can't remember now, but if you didn't know, this is the large grid artillery turret, and it is an absolute chonker indeed. So I mean, I'm just looking at it now, like, you wait until you see this thing fire. It is an absolute beast. So that was the teaser that we put out in the week, and just for those who missed it, but really, we have had a great time for sure, like listening to watching your reactions to this as well. So, what I will say is there is more weapons to come still. So if you needed that, we will try to do some Q&A as well today, but I just know that because we have so many guests on the show, there will be a lot of talking, a lot of kind of natural discussion here. We will just have to wait and see, Pilfit. I just saw a comment. That's all good. I was thinking, yeah, but if we do any time, we'll do some Q&A at the end. And also, I hope the modders, we're going to be looking at chat and trying to bounce off the chat if there's some kind of points and some feedback about the modding changes that we're discussing. Yeah, I think that's the final kind of news for now. I don't think we have anything else to discuss. There was also a teaser a couple of weeks back showing the I forgot the name of it now. It's the sliding door, but the one that looks like the kind of the big cranky wheel and stuff. So I forgot the name of it now, but it's a really, really cool block. So that was that, if you missed that one. But other than that, there's no other like announcements today. Other than the team is working hard, and yeah, I'm really, really excited to get Warfare 2 out. And man, I'm busy with the trailer. The trailer is. I hope you guys are gonna like it. It's definitely a complex one. We'll put it that way. But yeah, that's what's keeping me busy at the moment. Anyway, without further ado, we're going to introduce the modders here. So, joining us today, it's called the Big Cranky Cool Door. Okay. You guys want a teaser preview? You guys want a teaser preview tonight? Trailer teaser preview. And let's do. There's their names. So, hello, guys. Can you hear me? Can the stream hear you?
Yeah.
I hear you.
Awesome. So we want to welcome
Good evening.
Drago, Enenra, Gwindlemere, Jakaria, Kianata, also on the keen side there, and Slime Radio. So, welcome, guys. I think it's your first time on one of these keen streams for some of you, right?
Yeah.
Yes, first time.
Okay, awesome. And maybe I think to start with, we'll just kind of give a little bit of background to the community here, to who you are and what have you been up to in the modding community over the years. So we'll just go off the top here. Drago, tell us a little bit about yourself, good sir.
Hello, Xocliw. How are you doing? It's been a long time coming. I've been modding this game before there wasn't even an API.
It's true.
Over 6 years ago. 7? It's been a long time.
I honestly, I don't know either. I've lost track as well. I lost track of the years a while ago.
So off and on, I've been modding the game since then. My favorite mod that I've been working on, of course, is the aerodynamics mod. And that is 6 years old as of December. So I'm really excited to see to show off a couple things tonight. I mean today or tonight, depending where you are.
All over the world.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, so that's and me and Drago also go way back. We've been playing together, and he's been modding stuff for me. We've spent a lot of time over the years, haven't we, Drago?
Yep. The first mod that you wanted to kind of show off was something I made for the Space Engineers server extender. When you were just a wee little streamer on Twitch.
Yeah, well, I think I was a teenager back then, I think even. Awesome. Thanks, Drago. Next up, we have Enenra, who actually has been on one of these streams before. How you doing, good sir? Welcome back to Devs Lost in Space.
Good evening. It's been a while.
It's been a while. Yeah, I think how has it been? 1 month, 2 months?
I don't know. It's been a couple months. I think 2, 3, 4 ish. Well, either way. Hey everyone, I'm Enenra. I make the AQD series of mods that you might have spotted on the workshop. I think we talked about this last time as well, but I think it's been 3.5 years now that I've been modding. Probably one of the youngest, so to speak, modders in this group here. Yeah. It's nice to be here again. I'll be representing Darkstar tonight.
Yes.
Since he can't make it.
That's a good point. I also should have, So, Enenra, as Darkstar, who is the creator of Weapon Core, wasn't able to be here today, but obviously there's a lot of questions about Weapon Core and how the keen vanilla warfare may affect that. So basically, Enenra has all the kind of messages and he's all the things from Darkstar, which he will talk about today as well. So it'll be both Enenra's point of view and also Darkstar as well. So yeah, Darkstar represent. Thanks, man. Next up is Gwindlemere. How you doing, good sir? I've actually met Gwindlemere in real life as well. He's an awesome guy.
Hey, yeah, it's good to be on the stream. I guess a little about me. I've been modding the game since 2014, so I'm one of the old guys.
Another OG.
Yeah. I think I played the game for maybe half of the hours that I have on Steam. The rest of it's been modding. I started building a few things, and I was like, oh, somebody made a Stargate mod, but it doesn't work. Okay, I'm gonna make it work. And that's when my modding started.
And I'm not sure who put an 07 in the chat if you guys have actually even know of or have used Gwindlemere's Stargate mod over the years. It's another OG mod there, but it was at the time it was doing something that no other mod had done before. It was a really amazing thing to see. Yeah, a lot of look at that.
It was pushing the boundaries back then for sure, because nobody had done teleporting or anything like that. So
there we go. We got all-star modding crew here tonight. Look at that. Wow. Amazing. Is Marek here as well? In the Marek in the chat? I saw some other developers. We've got developers and other modders in the chat. It's great. There's such a turnout today. Incredible.
One thing to mention for anybody that maybe remember me from the old days, I used to go by the name Phoenix on Steam. I'm Gwindlemere now, but I used to be Phoenix.
Yes, Phoenix 84 to be precise, right?
Yeah, but on Steam it was just Phoenix.
Okay, cool. Yeah, so there you go. Fantastic. Thanks, Gwyn. Awesome stuff. Next up is Jack. And also, Jack also has quite the history of modding. So, how you doing, man?
Hey, so I've been modding this game for maybe 2 to 3 years. Not much as the other guys here, but my first scripting mod where I actually started scripting was the weather mod, which probably everyone knows it was implemented into the vanilla game in the Frostbite update, and then I worked more for Sparks of the Future to actually make it generate automatically. Now I'm doing the Nebula mod.
Oh man, so good.
And most recently the water mod, and I've actually got a lot of stuff to talk about today.
Okay, well, here we go. That's a lot to talk about. I think there's a lot to get through here tonight. I'm not sure how we could be here for many hours, but we'll see if we can. We're definitely going to see how we can compress all this into some really concise info for you guys. Also, yeah, as I said, Jack's done big stuff. He made the weather mods, which got implemented into the game, so which is a really cool thing. And Jack worked with Keen to do that. That was nearly 2 years ago now. Crazy how time passes.
Yeah, 2 years.
So yeah, long-term modder as well, and I'm sure you guys have either tried out the weather mod you would have via vanilla, but if you're not, you may have also used the water mod, which is also, we've done some great scenarios and the amazing fun that you can have with the water mod and just opening a whole new realm of possibilities in the game. So if you haven't checked out the water mod by Jack, you must. It really does have some amazing experiences that you can have in there. So yeah, thanks Jack. Great to have you here. And finally here on our modders selection, we have Slime Radio. How are you today?
Hi, thank you. I'm fine. My story is that I'm just a regular man that just was modding for himself some mods, and after that I opened my server, worked with plugins, and some time ago I just thought, I'm spending so much time on space engineers. Why just not to send my job offer to King, and like they applied me, and I'm very very happy. I'm very happy to be on the stream now. So yeah, that's really great, really cool.
It's awesome. It's awesome to have you, man. And another awesome journey there as well, right? To kind of start out in the community, and end up with Keen. It's awesome stuff. And finally, I went over him because he was not on the modding side. He's helping with logistics. But we can say hello to Kianata. Kianata's doing a ton of organization, and if you ever run into him, if all the the social media stuff, I'm sure you guys have run into Kianata before. But how are you doing today, sir?
I am doing absolutely fantastic. I'm super excited.
Yeah, I mean, I think some of these modders, especially as modders, they're for sure almost going to be more excited by the prospects of what's coming than the update themselves. So I mean, not to de-hype anything there, but there is so much stuff, and modders love to mod, and we're going to go through some of the amazing potential that is going to be unlocked with this upcoming Warfare update. So I guess now the introductions are done, we should jump into it. All right, so how let me just get this up here. Great. So go ahead.
Just a real quick preamble. The modders are all about to share stuff that we have not released before.
Yeah.
This is going to be major spoilers for what's coming in the next update, and I hope you enjoy. Yeah,
this is basically modders leaks, or Keen. Well, not in that case, it's not a leak. It's Keen approved modder previews. You could say. I don't know. Leaks sound more fun, but there you go.
By the new patch.
Let's just see here. So I've got this document up. We have a ton of changes here, and I think before we go over like some of the ones, I think actually it's best if we go through the modders here and talk about something or some things that they are excited about for this upcoming update, because there are so many changes here, and I think to a lot of the community, especially the non-technical side, they might not it might not mean so much. So that's why I think we'll actually first go through the modders and highlight what they're looking forward to, and then if there's certain points that we missed, we can also cover those as well. So we're going to go right back up to the top. Drago, tell us, are you hyped for the upcoming changes in the Warfare 2 release?
I am very hyped because there's going to be a lot of things I'm going to be able to do that we weren't able to do before without like using a plugin. So as you know, I've been working on over the past year and bugging Xocliw about a little special mod, and I don't know exactly if you want to go ahead and share that video, and then we can talk about it.
Yeah, I'm going to get this up right on now. Let's have a look here.
Hello, today I'm.
I hear Drago's voice. There we go. Shall I play the video with your voice as well?
Yep.
Would you?
I voiced it over, so.
Okay, great. We can just listen in here a second then. Perfect. This will be Drago has been bugging me for this for a while, so I'm finally getting around to showing this, and what better way than community watch party here. Right. Here we are.
Hello, today I'm going to go over a new feature in the mod API, and that is the ability for mods to read data from other mod directories. And to demonstrate this, I'm going to use the video player mod that I've been developing for over a year or so.
That's so cool.
Do you have what it takes to be a space engineer? It's not about the battleships.
Alright, gonna stop this, jump back out. Okay, and now I'm going to load up some additional mods. These mods only contain videos that the video player mod will read out of those mod directories using the new API methods. Just to demonstrate this real quick, we'll add
Oh, no.
additional videos,
Oh, God. I see those names there, Drago.
and then we'll load up the world again and take a look. Jumping back inside the Xocbox. And we'll go ahead and take a look at this LCD. So now that the video player mod had those additional mods loaded, we see these additional videos in this list, and I can play my favorite one.
She removes all the arteries, veins, and capillaries from a person's body and tied them end to end. That person would die.
Oh, no, I forgot. That's so bad. Oh, no. This is terrible.
Oh, come on, Zach. Don't be embarrassed. It's great.
Okay. Great. So there we have the basically you guys see there we have videos playing in game and the ability for mods to read other mods data, and this is an example of that, but the potential for this is crazy, right? So I'm not sure, Jake, if now we've watched the video, if you want to go into a bit more detail there. But it's really awesome to see a lot of hype in the chat there. So
Yeah, so a big addition to the API is the ability to read in mod directories. So modders are going to be able to put in like custom definitions, custom data files, data structures. It's kind of technical. That lets them just load data from other mods. Oh, 1 second. It lets them load data from other mods without, having that mod to run like a little API script in the background. So, can this mod be used on Xbox? The answer is no. Sorry.
Unfortunately, yeah. If you do see any questions in the chat regarding what you just seen, please feel free to respond to them. But yeah, no, it's because this is a client-side mod. That unfortunately means that it's not available on Xbox. And that will be the case with especially mods where there is some kind of scripting involved. It's just the way it is, unfortunately, for now. But yeah, so people, I mean, you already have a bunch of videos that you've got there, I know. So how easy is it for this mod? Is it for people to have their own, put their own videos into the game?
So that'll be released alongside the patch in February. There's a separate utility we'll have to run to record those videos. And then you can use that utility to create the video file and then upload it on Steam for other people to use.
Amazing. That's really that's awesome. You can watch it. You can watch the dev, because I know we've also seen like streams as well as videos. We've also seen like browsers and like live streams in game as well.
That is possible. It's not something I'm necessarily comfortable to release to public because it's a plugin.
Right.
In order to enable that functionality.
But it's still possible.
This is a mod only.
Yes. Yeah. This is a mod only element there. But I think I see some people in the chat realizing that how much of a deal this can be for mods to read the data of other mods. Like this is, can you think just off the top of your head? I mean, maybe the others have some examples later, but can you off the top of your head think of some examples for this, Drago, so the community can maybe imagine some uses for this?
Well, SE is pretty good content engine. So if you want to build any like Makamana or things like that, where you're doing a YouTube series and you want to have like something on an LCD screen, like communicating to your player character, like a live transmission or broadcast or something that you want your character to react to, this is something that you can use for that without having to do too much editing and post-processing and things like that.
For scenarios too.
And scenarios, things like that. Or if you want a tutorial video, uses are probably endless, and it would be up to the public to figure that out.
Also, I mean, Equinox is talking here in the chat about another legendary modder there. Equinox talking about how it makes framework mods better as well.
So from my end on the technical side, I'm really looking forward to this because then I can extend additional tools for modders to change behaviors of my aerodynamics mods through their block mods.
There you go, man. It's so. It's. I'm already hyped, and we've got to the. Equinox is asking, can mods read the base game's data too? I
will punch that over to Gwendolmere.
Okay.
On that, that's not something I have personally tested.
Okay. If you know the answer, Gwen, feel free to let us know here. Oh, he's...
I don't think he's here.
He's AFK.
I'll take over.
Okay.
I'm fairly sure you can load local game content.
Okay.
Like 50% sure.
That's cool. Well, I guess we'll see that confirmed sooner rather than later. But either way, awesome stuff. And Drago, is there anything else you'd like to cover? Anything else from the upcoming changes you'd like to highlight?
Not right now, but I believe Gwendolmere and Jakari have a large list of things they want to go through.
Okay, great. And there is a ton of stuff. Yeah, and there's a ton of list of stuff in there as well we can go through, and I'm sure you'll have some feelings on it. So thank you so much, Drago, for sharing that and that little video preview. I'm sure that's got people hyped, both players and modders out there. So next up is NNRA, who also will be representing himself, but also representing Darkstar and Weapon Core, because there's lots of questions about how the upcoming update will affect Weapon Core and other weapon mods. So you have the floor, NNRA. 1 second, Mike.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
The big important representative of Darkstar. So again, just to reiterate, I am not Darkstar. Darkstar is the man who has made Weapon Core and Defense Shields, two very popular mods on the workshop. You've probably seen them. He could not make it today, and so I'm stepping in for him. I've been instructed by him about the stuff he wants to be mentioned. And so I've got a couple questions here with the answers.
Okay, cool.
Specifically, so I think the big question, and this is one that I've been asked to underline as well, is whether Weapon Core will break with the new game patch, with the new game update. That will not be the case. Weapon Core will continue to function as normal. And the update will essentially provide more opportunities for Weapon Core to align with vanilla gameplay and to just generally improve the way it works. And in part that is because the game and Weapon Core is going to get more similar in terms of how they function. And then whether the update will actually be beneficial for Weapon Core is the second question, or the second category that Darkstar has given me. And so that is the case. So the Weapon Core team has worked closely with the Keen developers, and the results are, among other things, these mod API, or some of these mod API improvements. And these will benefit Weapon Core itself and also Defense Shields a great deal. This means, for example, that Weapon Core and Defense Shields need to do less workarounds, because they have more access to the game, the way the game itself does things. So for example, they will be more performant in general, so both mods will be just run a bit faster, and they will be less prone to errors that appear because, Weapon Core Defense Shields had to work around a thing they didn't have access to before. And so this is all very high level, and I also have some examples here that are more concrete. Yes?
This is already look, I'm sure I already see some comments. People are pleased to know that, because there was these concerns, and it's like almost like the opposite of needing to worry, because there's been this kind of working with Darkstar to make sure that it all goes well, and actually that Weapon Core also benefits from this update as well. So yeah, go ahead, man. Give us some more examples.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, just generally, I think it's safe to say that for this update, Keen has worked very closely with modders in general, and it's not just Weapon Core, Defense Shields, or even Aerodynamics or this video mod that Drago presented that will benefit from it, but also just mods in general, especially the ones relying on scripting, of course, but also others with those secondary effects and other things that are being added. And so, regarding the concrete benefits for weapon core, I've got a couple here. For example, just generally performance and complexity. The complexity of the scenes and of stuff that can happen can be higher, and performance still should still stay good. It should be better on average than before the update. Those are the given ones. Also, stability should be better, and the multiplayer support and the reliability of those multiplayer scenarios should be much better. Those are the more generic things. And then some really concrete examples is, for example, up until now, weapon core was very limited in terms of how it could integrate with groups you make in the terminal, right? In the terminal, you might group your weapons together, and then weapon core was limited in how weapon core actions could then be executed upon these weapons. For example, I think the thing he mentioned, and I'm not 100% sure anymore, was setting just a weapon to shoot. Just to shoot once or click to shoot was hard to do or not possible before. That is now possible. And then
Super.
also... Sorry?
I just said super. I said this is great. I mean, this is all great stuff.
Yeah.
Keep going, man. It's all good.
For sure. And then I think one I'm really excited for myself actually is so up until now, when a projectile would impact on a grid or a player or voxels, it would always have the same particle effect. It didn't matter whether you hit grass or you hit metal sheet. And so that is not the case anymore.
Right? Yeah.
Yes. That is not the case anymore. Now weapon modders, and of course again this is all dependent on the weapon modders then implementing those changes, which will probably take a bit. They will be able to set different hit effects, hit particle effects for grid, for voxels, for specific voxels. So for example, glass.
Hilfy just says yes.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes.
He's one of the people that does so much with the different particle effects. And I'm sure he'll be he's very happy about that, but the others as well, I'm sure. And so for example, if a round, a machine gun round hits the grass, then maybe you want some dirt to spring up, or some blades of grass to just fall around, but it doesn't really make sense to have that when you hit the grid. You want some metal pieces to fly around,
for sure.
So this is now possible to have this differentiation, or even if you want to go for more gore, then have some blood splatter when you hit a player. This is one of the big ones, and another big one is that weapon core now supports decals. So what is a decal in this context? For example, if you use a vanilla gun like handgun or block gun, and you shoot a grid, then you see a bullet hole in the place where you shot, and that is a decal. That is a texture that is applied onto that block. And up until now, weapon core didn't support that because there was not enough access.
No, to be able to do that. Yep.
Yes, and now it does. Now it can do that with this new patch. And another thing is also, for example, there's weapon core has support for EWAR, which is electronic warfare. Oh, yes. It's not used that much yet so far by the different modders, but there's a lot of support there. And those visuals that would be played as a result of those EWAR effects were fairly limited, and now there's more possible in that context.
Oh man, that's so good. I mean, there's just whole new types of warfare again.
For sure.
Really exciting.
Yeah, and the last thing in this particular list of concrete examples is up until now, setting yourself invulnerable or untargetable in the admin menu wasn't really weapon core couldn't detect that.
Yeah, I know.
And so
that
you would
too well.
shot.
And
Xocliw knows that from, for example, from Starcore.
Mm-hmm.
And Weapon Core is now able to detect those settings and then behave accordingly. And those are like some of the concrete changes that will be beneficial to the game as a whole, and Weapon Core in particular. And of course, as has been said before, the patch will add new weapons to the game, new vanilla weapons. One concern that Darkstar has heard and that he wants to answer is that whether, what will happen with those vanilla weapons that will be added. They will be accounted for, specifically in the vanilla weapons replacer mod, that is a companion mod to Weapon Core itself, which will integrate those vanilla turrets.
Like shown on screen now. Yeah,
exactly. On screen right now, it will integrate those with Weapon Core.
Yeah.
And, those will work with all the fancy additions.
That's so good, because there was also, covering the Weapon Core side, there was some certain feelings like, oh, well, if these new weapons or whatever, like, are we going to have to remove these if we're using Weapon Core and stuff? But it's cool that they'll also be supported by that system as well. So that's also good news.
It's not a question of one or the other. You don't have to choose between vanilla or Weapon Core. You can use both. The last thing is also just the general question of, what features that are being presented as part of the new patch will Weapon Core incorporate? And this is something that is still being evaluated. Darkstar isn't quite sure yet, how much makes sense to integrate and how exactly it will look like. It will also mean that just generally with this update, it will likely require, as it sets, a new combat balance with the new weapons and any potential other changes this update might bring. As a new balance is established in the vanilla game, it is likely that the modders making the different Weapon Core weapons will also have to update their mods in accordance with those changes. So it will probably take a couple weeks for everything to go back to normal.
That's worth pointing out then, because there was some discussion about, we were talking a lot about Weapon Core here, but what about other weapon mods and stuff like that, and how will the update affect these? So that's it's good you covered that there.
Yes. Well, it goes for both the weapon mods relying on the vanilla mechanics and the weapon mods relying on Weapon Core itself, ultimately.
Yeah.
They will need some time to adjust, which is just, how it goes. They don't have access before the update is being released. Yeah, that is everything. Once again, I'm not Darkstar. Darkstar is the author of Weapon Core and Defense Shields.
The voice of Darkstar tonight.
I am his mouthpiece, so to speak. And I think just on my side, as the person doing the AQD mods and other things inside of this modding community, I'm definitely really excited just from knowing what's coming and seeing what is possible, and a lot of it will be talked about subsequently now.
Okay.
Yeah,
because thank you so much, Eleanor. That's really great stuff, and thank you for bringing Darkstar's points to the stream today. I saw lots and lots of questions. The chat is alive with questions tonight, actually. There's so many questions, and we'll try to get to some in a little bit. We've still got a lot to get through, guys. We're going to try and get through all the modders, and then we'll look at some of the questions, that, especially this lot there that are recurring questions. And maybe Kianat is probably keeping an eye out for them as well, so we know exactly which ones are recurring here. But really, really, great to see and great to hear about, and hopefully everyone's hyped for that. So thank you so much, man. And
thank you.
Now we're going to move on to Gwendolmere. How you doing today, Gwyn?
Hey, good. How about you?
Very good. Well, we already did the intro, actually. I feel like I'm good doing the intro again. So what are you hyped about this upcoming update here?
Well, I'm hyped for all the changes that I put in, but that's just me.
Well, maybe. Okay, well, tell us a little, maybe give us some highlights of some of the things that you actually did for this update.
Drago covered one of the changes that I helped work on. And then the other big one that I wanted to talk about really was networking changes and some nice stuff for the mod API for networking.
Okay.
I know one of the core objects that if any of the modders are familiar with is the sync method, which is just a simple way of having some data that's automatically synchronized between the server and all the clients. And I, worked with Keen on getting a mod API safe implementation. So now we have a MySync class that you can use in mods to automatically synchronize data, which is really useful for things like terminal controls. You don't have to create a whole bunch of messaging API and all kinds of crazy stuff just to have a simple terminal button sync. Now, the other modders are aware of it, and I know we talked about it with Darkstar, and this this change won't necessarily help Weapon Core because of how fast it needs to do networking changes. The reason for that is one of the benefits of the sync T is that the game will automatically batch network requests, so it's also really good on performance.
Oh, that's a good, because there's questions as well about performance as well. So that's also good to hear that it's back. That's fantastic. Okay, awesome.
Yeah. So if you use the sync T, it's if there's a bunch of updates in a tick or so, it will batch them together and send it all as one message, which which helps with network performance.
That's a huge deal.
But with that, there could potentially be a slight delay, so it wouldn't necessarily work for every mod, Weapon Core in particular. But I think for a lot of mods, particularly ones that don't have to have a whole lot of real-time interaction, it's really going to simplify, getting a mod from the ground up going and working in multiplayer. Now, it doesn't include things like, fancy word coming, remote procedure calls, but so you can't use it to call functions or call code, but being able to just synchronize data will simplify a lot of code.
And that's really, I mean, this is interesting because we were talking earlier, like some of the features, but actually like having some of these things that make the systems more efficient and is also really important. So I saw some modders in the, so go ahead. So,
I would say there's a couple of screenshots that I sent over. I don't know if you wanted to show them.
Wait, where? Just send them to
the Discord.
Can you hold on? Can you send them to my DMs again? Can you send them to my DMs because it'd be simpler that way.
I also want to mention that less code means that the code becomes more stable, and this saves like a lot of time for programmers and let them keep an eye on stability of mods rather than debugging these network messages. So it is really a huge update. It is improving modding at all very, very much.
That's so great to hear. That's so good.
Yeah, less code to do for networking. The more stable it is, just like you said. Much less code we have to write as modders, the less we have to worry about breaking in an update.
So hold on a second. So I'm going to bring this kind of code screenshot up on screen. Is that correct?
Yep, it's just some code screenshots of a sample mod I used to develop the update or to develop the change. There's a few comments in there. It's technical, but for those modders that are that are watching the stream, they can take a look at how easy it is to use.
Let's have a look then. So the first image I have here. Let's get this up.
Just to clarify, it's not a netcode update to the game. It's just exposing some some different networking code to mods that's already in the game.
I'm looking at it too. I'm like, yes, I know all about this sync value change. Oh yes.
Yeah. So,
but that's why we're talking. Go on.
Going from the top to the bottom, there's a little interface you just add to your class, your game logic class, and then you create any number of variables that you want, and you can tell it which way you want it to sync. So you can have server authoritative changes, or have the client be able to make changes as well, which is what the sync direction is for. And then down in the init method, there's a value changed event, which that is a function that you can have it get called when the data is changed. When new data comes in, you can have it call that function and do and then have it do what you want. And in this case, I just have it log to the chat window.
Okay, cool. Okay, just looking here. It's good because we have a bunch of technical people in the chat as well, and I think it's good to show this, and it's also like obviously also for those who aren't so technical, just what the end result is as well. So that was the first screenshot. I'll bring up the second one here as well for the guys to see. I think this is the second one. No, that's the okay. Hold on.
And you can't sync a huge amount of data in one thing. It's mostly designed for like simple data types.
Okay.
Like integers. I think maybe some strings and then bools. Like in that example was booleans, true false values. And that is and so this is a continuation of that where I'm creating a terminal control that lets you set the data, set the variable.
Yeah.
And you can see there's like no net code in there at all. There's
okay.
no, I don't have to call send message to server or send message to all in my API gateway, if you're familiar with that. It's just, I just set the variable like I would set any variable, and the game takes care of managing the network synchronization.
I think I can see smoke coming up of Xocliw's head.
Hey, believe it or not, I was at some point, my journey was to become a programmer. I'm not sure for better or for worse, I didn't. So yeah, but really great stuff here. I know some people in the chat are definitely are looking at this and are getting hyped about this as well. I mean, Agnox says that makes custom simple terminal actions so much easier. So that was something there as well.
I'd say that modders was waiting for this feature even more than you guys were waiting for Warfare 2 update.
It's that big of a deal for modders. There you go.
Yeah, I mean, I've been wanting to get this in the game for years. So I'm happy I finally was able to get that opportunity to add this in.
You guys being joked at. Great. Okay, so yeah, good job as well, as people were saying. Like, and I mean, like just to kind of take this moment to say, like, GG to all of our modders who are here and who are in the community and who aren't, on the, because obviously, I say it all the time, but our community is really, it wouldn't be what it is today without modders, and we cannot thank them enough for their dedication, both in making mods, but also helping to submit this stuff that actually gets added to the vanilla game as well on the back end, which then helps other modders. So it's a really great community of modders of modding that we have here, and everyone here today and not here today really deserves kind of thanks and praise, because it's great stuff. So great, Gwyn, is there any other kind of cool things that you did to highlight for this update that you like to highlight, or maybe that you didn't do but something that's coming that you're really excited about?
Well, I mean, I'm also excited for the being able to read from other mods, the code that Drago had discussed. That was actually some of the stuff that I worked on in coordination with a bunch of the modders, because I know there was some concerns from the other modders about what level of access to grant to mods. But so we worked on a good solution, I think, for that. And I think I'm a little out of date with what Slime Radio was working on, but hopefully if what he is contributing is what I think it is, I'm really hyped for that one too. But yeah. I'll let him explain it.
Okay, great. Got
the like regarding the reading files from other mods. That is also something that Chakaria is using.
Yeah.
Yep.
And we're going to get onto this next, I think. Unless any final words from Gwyn here.
No. I'm set.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
I'm just hyped.
Yeah. Hopefully you guys are seeing a pattern here. There's a lot of hype among modders, and I know there's lots of memes about Keen and their relationship with modders. I don't have to go into them, but the memes, positive and negative memes. But this is kind of hopefully highlighting that we really worked especially closely with them on this update, and they are as hyped as we are ready for all this stuff. So, okay, I'm just getting ping. Okay, so I got you. Yeah. So yeah, it's hopefully that's good. Okay, next up we have Mr. Jack, Mr. Jakaria. How you doing? And what today are you super hyped about?
All right. So this update has been really big. It's adding an API to the air tightness system, which in turn allows me to actually calculate displacement for water realistically and not use any gas tanks anymore. So it's definitely
that's a massive deal. So not having to use the tanks, it just actually count. Oh wow, that's huge for the water mod.
Actual physics math.
Actual physics math for the win.
Yep.
There you go.
I
see some hype in the chat. Okay, let me.
I'll send you the link.
Yes, sir.
If you go to the airtightness API folder, I've got some videos and photos just to show.
Okay, hold on. Let me get that right. Okay, so I'm going to hold on. So, say that again, because I've got the folder up now. What was the...
In the airtightness API folder.
Okay, gotcha, yep.
And just, I guess, either of those photos, really. Maybe
videos, you mean?
Video, yeah.
Okay, have you got a favorite here?
Not really. You can just choose the first one. I'll see what you got.
Okay. Yeah, this is the compartmentalize.
Yeah.
I can't read that properly. Compartmentalization sinking. I butchered that.
Yeah, it's a loaded word.
Why is this not going full screen? I don't know. It's okay. It's weird actually. Kind of sus. Doesn't want to be full screen. But that's all right. Let me see here. Okay. So you have a little boat, like a little speedboat here.
Yep. It's a short video, but it shows.
Oh man. Shooting hole. Oh. Okay. Okay, that's.
They're all compartments of airtight rooms, and those in turn displace water, and it causes the boat to lift up in a force equal to the weight of the water displaced, which is Archimedes' principle. It's physics.
Titanic. That's amazing, man. It's physics. We're seeing physics live in front of us, guys. Look at this. The water mod just got better.
Yeah, you can go back, and I have a video or a photo of the boat cut in half, and you can see each compartment and how it would actually work.
Okay, you realize there's going to be some. Okay, hold on. Let's get some of the other. Wait, which ones are we got? Example. Let me see which one.
It's the transparent image.
Okay, yeah, I got it here. The screenshot here.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, hold on. There's a potential. Is that? Hold on, I gotta hide that. There's a potential docs here. Yeah, there is. Hold on, let me just make sure we don't dox anyone tonight. Okay. That's strange. Google Drive is the worst sometimes.
Yeah, but it was a lot of photos I had to upload.
Okay, let me try doing it like that. That hides. Okay, that hides it. All right, good. That's good. I think that's legit. No doxing tonight. Yes, so this is the picture of the compartment.
The inside of the boat. So I'm seeing one question first about if you see water inside the grid. Mm-hmm. Yes, that is not a limitation by Keen. That is just how it works. I would need really unsafe access, and it's never going to happen. I promise you that.
Unsafe access doesn't sound very safe.
It's like blue screening your computer if it goes wrong.
So that is I don't know, kind of like a caveat with it still. Like that's still an issue, but at least now you don't have to put a bunch of tanks in your ship and try and place those. You can just build a ship like you'd build a ship, right?
It's actual engineering, and I just want to point out this is a mod. It's on the workshop. It's my water mod. That's all you have to search, just water mod.
And possibly we can get some links in the chat as well for that. I think maybe if we can get, because I'm sure most of you guys know know the mod, but definitely it's a great one, and Jack's been working on it for a while, and it keeps getting better and better. I remember the very first version that was like hyping, but then as it's developed over the years, it's just got really better and better and better.
It's been over a year now. I think
who doesn't know
released
about
it last year or 2 years ago in December. There's more if you want to show.
Okay, tell me some other good stuff to show here. Hold on.
Oh yeah. So go into the optimizations folder. You can just pick the one with all the text, and I can show you that.
Ooh, optimizations, it's the part that I like the most.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, this one that's like
this new old red arrows.
See if I can. Oh man, trying to not. I'm gonna download it first. It's being very naughty. Trying to play with Google Drive. It's irritating sometimes. Okay.
Well, we know not to use it next time.
Yeah. Okay, this is good now. I got it. Physics.png. Here it is. So just to highlight some of the performance improvements before and after.
Yeah.
So you got oh my goodness! Yeah, look at the difference in the milliseconds there. You got 50. That's like a 10x.
Yeah, it's
10 times better performing.
Improvement. This is just because I threw out all of my old code for physics in favor of doing the new physics using the air tightness system and just actually calculating displacement. It's a lot faster. If you can show the other images now.
Okay.
I guess of like an in-game example of what it looks like. Just by number of boats.
The number of boats. Okay, hold on.
Yeah.
Right, that's the before. Okay, so we're gonna have this is the before. Right, not old. Right, that's good. That's what I want. So here's the old kind of showing this, where we had 19 boats, decent sized boats here, and the sim speed would have been 0.9 sim, right?
Yeah,
it's all right.
19.
It's playable, but it's not ideal. So
it's been about that for a year now. You'll see how much better it really is.
Oh, wow! This picture is good. The next image, we see 50 boats and 1.0 sim speed. Look at that! Look at that huge fleet
boats.
Of tankers.
And the physics is much more accurate. There's actually, because of the file loading Drago and Gwyn both mentioned, I actually have API, so you can have blocks that work only underwater or work only out of water. So
That's
water
cool.
Thrusters.
Oh, that's nice. So yeah, thrusters.
Pressure crushing. That's been a huge thing people have wanted, and I finally got to add it because of the huge budget and performance I have now.
Because I see even beforehand you wanted it, but adding it would have just been too devastating performance. So it's like, okay, better keep things performing well. But now that it's been optimized, you can afford to have these nicer features. And it's great as well that to hear that some of the other guys helped you out, and like having, because beforehand people were just using like atmospheric thrusters for like the actual turbines or whatever.
Yep.
So it's cool now that there can be the difference like in and out of water blocks. That's really, really nice changes there. And I'm hoping we'll see some more mods created specifically with that stuff in mind.
I'm sure that will happen. It's a lot easier to develop it now because of the file loading. It's just like a normal SBC file. If you're a modder who's ever done that before, it's very simple. And it's not very different from how it is done vanilla.
And the other thing I wanted to actually kind of bring on was the how this actually will affect your other mods, or if that's the case, because I know you're always working on a bunch of different stuff, Jack, and I know the Nebula mod being one of them.
Yeah, the file loading absolutely going to affect the Nebula mod, because I actually had written it in a way for if the future, if that ever happened, I would be able to do it. So now you can actually mod the weather, the space weather, in the Nebula mod. So that's like lightning frequency, just normal effects, like radiation. That's all in the Nebula mod.
Fantastic.
And it's all moddable now, just in a text file.
That's so nice, man. I mean, it's just been already like some of the examples we've gone through today already, and this is only a fraction, guys, of some of the improvements that are coming that can enable mods to be even more epic now. So, Jack, is there anything else you kind of like to add for now? Anything else you're excited for or want to bring attention to?
I've got one more thing.
Okay.
That would be in persistent billboards, the folder. So, billboards, for y'all that don't know, that is a method of rendering like triangles or quads without using models. It's pretty procedural. And previously it's been really slow. The limit for it has been low. And I used to take up like 5,000 billboards. There's a small limit of maybe 16,000. And now where it's been done in a way so it's persistent and the performance gain is immeasurable, really.
Billboard
You'll see
thief.
in the images.
Oh, brilliant.
It's insane.
Yeah, just a couple questions. This is Today Prime. We're talking about mods because this is the mods roundtable, because there's been a lot of discussion about what the next update will mean for mods, and this is kind of it. And really, what music is this? Just realized we've gone off SE music now. So yeah, that's the main thing today. So it's definitely going to be about mods today, but the Warfare 2 update is coming very soon, so you can expect vanilla news, at least more vanilla news later. All right then. So sorry, and I'm looking at the files here. Which should I bring up? Do you think? Which files would you like me to show? Here?
In the persistent billboards folder, you can show one optimizer.png.
Okay, hold on. Just getting at this. One optimizer.png. Okay, great. Download this. Okay, another comparison here.
Oh yeah. Yeah, this is on render because that's what the billboards are on, and the draw performance of not only my water mod, but definitely Nebula mod, maybe shields, I'm not sure, maybe weapon core. I think they use billboards too. Just really any mod that uses billboards, it's going to get a lot better performance if they use the new systems that are in place for us.
It's amazing. Again, like I'm looking at this. This is now. What is that? Like, if I'm looking at the draw time, that's crazy. That was 3,000, now it's 66. So it's like, it's over 10x. It's like a 50x roughly.
Well,
50x like improvement. That's a huge amount.
This isn't a static scene, so it's not really recalculating a lot of the stuff that I would need.
Okay. But
it's absolutely noticeable improvement, and I've been able to add more effects to the water surface because of it.
Again, because you've had that high, sorry, the bigger headroom, right?
Yep.
It's exactly 47%, 47x increase. Yeah. Amazing.
I'm going to interject here. It's
okay,
like,
come in.
A lot of mods use the TextHUD API, which uses billboards, and that will automatically be updated in the back end for the same performance increase.
Wow.
And
that's not any of the modders having to make any changes.
So it's just there now.
It will be there roughly in February. Yes.
Oh yeah. Well, when it not now, not when it comes out. Yeah. Okay. But this is big, and also again, like we're talking the water mod here, but you know a lot of mods that use a lot of particles, so this is going to be really, really great. And we've seen some comments tonight about mods that didn't go, but basically problems with performance of mods, and this hopefully will kind of relax people's kind of feelings about that. Now that, as well as these awesome changes, there's going to be big opportunities to improve that as well. So that's really, really great. Thank you so much, Jack. You've got a bunch of videos here. I definitely think you should share. I mean, I'm sure they're shared in different places, right? Do you want to?
Not really. They haven't been shared just because of API and disclosure agreements.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense. Is there anything else you would like to show now? Because you've got loads more. He's got a whole folder. But is there anything really, really you want to highlight today?
I think we can hold off on these other ones. Just give other people some show to
Well, we can always come back then. I think if there's still
if there's time.
If there's some time, there's still got great, because the time is now. Okay, great. We have been going for about an hour now. Okay, perfect. So thank you so much, Jack. Next up, we're gonna go to Slime Media. Slime, how you doing? And what have you got for us today to share with the community? The epic stuff coming for modding and modding potential.
I don't have actually any cool mods like water mod or something like this to show you, but I have to say that first, this update gives you really, really great abilities that like you hadn't before. We have improved a lot. If you know C#, there are events like when something happen, you can react to this, and now modders has much more these events that was hidden from modders. We have now grid groups API. It is like when you have a ship and it is connected to another ship with a connector, and now modders know about all of these connections and they can iterate among them. And this is very important for like water mod or other mods, because like physics are usually done for grid groups but not like a single grid. So it is done for a ship but not like a part of ship.
Okay.
So, it is improving like a lot. It's reducing a lot of code that modders now don't need or write to make their mods work. So it's improving quality in many places. Also, I have to mention that
I just want to quickly inject it just real quick. Yeah. Just guys, let us know in the chat, how many mods do you often play with? Like just, I don't know, estimate 10, 20, 30, 40, 200. Just let us know. I'm curious to follow out. Carry on, man.
I play with 30 mods, and I have my mod that actually contains like 50 regular small mods. So...
Wow.
Yeah.
It's still a decent amount, man. It's more than me. It's hard because there's so many great mods out there, right?
Yeah. So the new update gives you performance improvements. So when two big ships are fighting right now, like in 99, there was a problem that when you destroy a block on the big ship, there was like a slow thing that was computing the conveyor system, and now it is much better. It gives you really huge performance improvement for these battles,
which is also important, right? Of course.
Yeah.
Because there's going to be a lot more destruction now.
Yeah, because you know, when you have these weapon core mods and like new weapons on the vanilla that I really like, yeah, blocks would be frequently deleted from the ships. So yeah. Also, projectiles are now 25% faster. So it means like you can add 25% more turrets, and they will be much better. So Also, there are some like improvements with drilling, and it's not like all of them. Like it's improving. It could be even better, but like the current level is much better than it was. And also rotor and pistons are a bit faster right now. It do less checks than it's needed. Actually, it was a user response, so it came from the
Oh,
forum.
from the community.
Yeah.
Super.
Yeah, I want to also mention that it is very important to report problems that you see, and we're reading them and we react on them. So please do that.
It's true. I mean, I think this next update coming in general, like modding related and also not, is this the fact that there's really going to be a lot of stuff that has been reported by the community getting fixed as well. Because some people aren't even interested in like features; they just want the game to be performing better or to be less bugs. And definitely, there's going to be stuff both from that we've tested and found, but also stuff that the community reported. So I have to say, like always, as always, guys, great job. Keep it up. Keep reporting all that stuff. And yeah, that was just a little interject there. Carol, man.
Yeah. So could you please open my screenshots?
Okay. Okay. Let's have a look here. Right. From in order, would you say?
Yeah.
Okay. Great. Start with this then. Starting with this old one. Let's get this up. Okay. I'm actually going to get them all up here. I'm going to see now. I've got Jack's stuff down. Okay. Let's see this one. This is a lot, isn't there? Jeez. I'll get the first 4 up and then we can continue from there. Actually, no, the Elmer, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Is that correct? I'm just making sure I got the right amount here.
Yeah.
Super duper duper. Okay. Right. In that case, we are all prepared. So the first image here shows a hydrogen tank, right? So I'm going to get this up.
Yeah, and as you can see in the left top corner, you have a mass of gas in this tank. So in real physics, when you put gas into tank, it has more weight. So I added this realism to the game. It was like actually 2.5. Yeah.
I'm just clicking now. I'm just suddenly clicking. Yeah. Okay.
So the idea is that you must care now about like the hydrogen mass in your ship, and it is usually like taking a lot of your ship mass. And could you please move to the second one picture?
Yep.
So on this picture, you'll see the ship that can barely fly off the ground. So it has like very, very small acceleration.
Look at that! What a beast!
Yeah. And the thing is that when the fuel running out, it has a huge acceleration because like the masses are calculated, you has less mass in tanks, so you can like now accelerate faster. Real physics.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the thing is that I have created it was my first mod ever that I have published to Steam, but right now we have an ability to implement it correctly because it was like a client crash when you try to take items from gas tanks. And now we don't have this crash, and this allows us to create like some mods with cargo conveyors, cargo with cargo, which reducing the specific items weight in it. Like if you have like a miner, you want to reduce the weight of mined ore, but not like ammo or something like this. So the ship classification could like be involved with the mass right now. And could you please
The next image?
yeah.
Cool. It's funny, people are comment here, this is a huge paradigm shift here. Some big change, isn't it? Let's have a look. So this is the next image. Okay, good. So with a classic ship here.
Yeah, and if you
wow.
take a look on the speed indicator, you will see that it is divided into two parts, and I have these numbers like 90, 70, and this means like 90, it is the speed where the ship doesn't lose its speed. But if it goes more than 90, it would be stopped by the air, or because like air drag. Could you please take the second screenshot of this part?
Okay.
The next picture. On the next picture, you will see that the maximum speed of the ship is limited to. I didn't see the numbers yet.
yeah. So now 130. Oh, yeah. It's at 113 now, and it's 90 to. Go on.
It can go faster because if you want to go faster, you need to add even more thrusters or something like this. And the thing is that this new API allows me to like iterate over ships, but not like iterate over specific ship parts, right? So it is improving the game like very heavily. It's like performance issues. It is like I don't need to write a lot of code like about these grid connections, grid splits, and others. So right now I have all events that I need and everything I need from the mod API.
That's awesome.
And
I should also to point out, guys, that Slime is a developer at Keen Software House.
Yep.
As I say, if you're joining us later, they were kind of a budding modder, and they were like, why the hell don't I just apply? So they did, and they work at Keen now. So kind of a modder as well as actually, working at Keen. So that's just for some of you guys who are joining later here. Carol, man, sorry. I just wanted to just put that.
Yeah, and could you please...
Next image?
Next image, yes.
Okay.
So,
oh, wow, I see something cool. Okay, this is looking nice. Okay, hold on. Let me just get this to... There we are. Okay, now, Cruiser. Specializing block.
Yeah, I think people would like this, to have this combined with Weapon Core mod. The thing is that I have created a block that limits your blocks on it. So it means that you have to place a special block called Spec Core. I called it Spec Core. So it limits amount of special blocks like weapon limits, like turret limits, how much jump drives you have, welders, and other things. And when you place blocks like a turret, it drains some turret points from this block, and you can create different combinations. Like you can create a limit for sniper turrets, for example.
Okay.
And it would drain 2 points: the sniper points and turret points, right? So
but it's a way of yeah, go on.
So you can customize it as you like. So it's really um, flexible. So you can. The thing is that when you have like a ship with 100 turrets, a ship with 200 turrets gonna beat you.
Yeah,
So
right.
because of DPS, right? But if every ship has its own limitations, it is a much more interesting fight because you have to think about how the ship should be like, right? So if you want to create a sniper, okay, no problem, but you can't place 200 turrets. And for example, sniper turrets are more expensive in weapon points, right, than Gatling guns. They do like a huge damage, but after you have shoot it, you have to hide because you have a reloading and you are very vulnerable. So yeah, this is idea. And the thing is that this new API, again, reducing a lot of code, a lot of optimizations are done here. So yeah.
I just love. This is a really cool looking thing, and actually, I can see this. Some of this is the kind of stuff that would be really useful for these. Some of these like tournaments and stuff that we do. It's it's really nice, and actually, I'm just seeing here like I'm just seeing this. So it's cruiser. So it's giving the ship a class, right?
Yes.
Which is really cool. So, and can people, can other players see the class of the ship that they're like in the distance or something?
And this is the antenna block, and it means that when it is on, so it's transmitting its position to all other ships, and they know the class of it, so you can't change.
You can't change it.
Yeah, they can see that you're a cruiser, but there is a specific class called spy that you can change a name for it. All classes can't, but the spy can. And there are also like different things like welders, right? We have a special ship called aircraft carrier that allows you to weld ships on the right in the battle. It has no limitations like on welders, and you can create ships right in the battle, repair them, and so on. And it doesn't have limitations on how much blocks it has, but it has its own problems.
It's it's a lot of people are asking about it. Where can I get this mod? So it's not out yet, right? So this will obviously be out. This will come out after the update is out.
No, because actually I'm doing it for my server, and I just don't have time. I'm glad to share it, but I don't have time to detach it from my mod. Maybe in 3 months I will create a cool release. It would have like a lot of features, and I'm gonna try to split my huge mod pack into like 50 mods or something like this that I have been making for 3 years.
Look, people want it. Give it to me now. That's really cool, man. No, it's this is. I mean, I understand like busy times, but it's seeming something that people would love to have, right? Seeing if there's any, we'll try and get to some questions about the end here because I think after this we'll kind of just go into some general Q&A. There's one more picture here as well that with the drill. Should I get that one up?
The thing is that these scripts that allows you to control pistons and rotors with pressing forward, moving mouse or something like this, right?
Yep.
So
using the
in new updates there is ability to control ship with many players. It means like you have a person that's sitting is in cockpit, and it is like only controlling the position of the ship, and you have like 4 people that are sitting in turrets and controlling exactly turrets, nothing else.
It doesn't interfere
Like,
with it, right? This
Yeah.
is kind of a leak, isn't it? Because we're talking vanilla now, and so actually we've kind of just revealed a feature, I think.
No, 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 no.
Oh
It's
no!
like,
Oh, have I? Oh no!
Now program blocks have an ability to read the information about this, what cockpits do, right? So they have ability to know what keys and the position of mouse of players that are sitting in cockpits, not just the main cockpit, but from all cockpits, right? And this is really, really good because people have been waiting for it for a long time. And yeah, so this is very good. Like when you have a warship, you have ability to rotate turrets with program block, and you have the crew, you have repairing people, you have people that are shooting, some people that are carrying ammo to these turrets. So yeah, this is about this. That you can, right now all fights are like you sitting alone in your ship and have a fight like one by one, and here is a possibility for people to control one big ship with a crew.
Which is multi-crew ship stuff
Yeah,
is something
yeah.
that I know that I've wanted, and just like being able to go on an adventure with your friends and your crewmates and have, it's always felt right that it's always like you're always kind of fighting for control or something like this. It's always haven't been able to have that multi-crew vibe as much. So yeah, this is a huge deal. Honestly, this is massive.
Yeah. And for the last words, I would like to thank all modders that was helping me at the first time, because as I mentioned before, I'm the guy from the community. I started 3 years ago, and without modders, without the guys that's sitting right now in Discord with me, without Diggy, I want to mention Diggy. He's not with us, but he's in our hearts. Yeah, you helped me.
Diggy's a legend, yeah. Another legendary modder there.
Yeah, you helped me not to drop modding because it was really hard at the start. And without you, I won't be obliged to King Software House. And it is a job of my dream. So thank you, guys.
Saying yeah, and man, yeah, and it's we cannot thank the modders and the community enough. Yeah, it's really it's. Wait, hold on. No, I think he was just no. Just not here today. Sorry, yeah. And it's really it's not. People also were recognizing how cool it is to have someone who was a fan of the game and came in. It's always a really cool story. We've had a handful of those over the years, myself included, but not quite in the same way. I actually made. What was it like? Technically, I made the second mod ever on the Steam Workshop. It was a very basic mod, but I dabbled in some modding and I learned a bit of 3ds Max back in the day, but I didn't really get into it. I quite quickly went into, making videos of these mods. But it's always quite an awesome thing when you end up at this, at your passion. If you know what I mean. Zoc modder, yeah, it was a very short and brief run, but it happened at some point. Oh, F? No, what?
Oh, sorry. Sorry for my bad English. I just from Russia, and not good speaking English. I didn't mean that Diggy died.
No, Digi, yeah, guys, Digi.
Just wanted to make sure.
Yeah, no, I think there was some. No, Digi's just not here today. That's what I was saying. I think the word, the kind of the way you've worded it didn't make it sound like he was no longer with us. But like, he isn't with us today. He is still with us. But yeah, no, don't worry. Digi forever for sure.
New meme was born.
A new meme was born. Yeah. I don't know, the chat has gone into that now. Yeah, there you go. A lot of people. We can't speak any Russian, so good job for being, bilingual. It's awesome, man. Like, I know you were a bit nervous today coming on, but your English has been absolutely fine. It's been, apart from the Digi incident there, like you've been great, man. We've had no, it's been totally fine. So you had no need to worry.
Or even that, it's like a metaphor that is not, that easy to translate.
Yeah.
In that sense.
Yeah. The Digi incident. I wonder what Digi's going to think about this when he hears about that. Let's see. Great.
Actually, maybe just quickly, for those who don't know, Digi is one of the OG modders, and like pretty much every one of us who's learned modding in the last couple of years have had interactions with him and have learned a lot from him.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you, Digi.
for sure. Like he's kind of one of those guys who is he's like the master, and he's had many apprentices over the years. So for sure, like he's OG of the OGs, So big shout out to him. Awesome. So thank you so much, Slime. Is there anything else you wanted to cover? I mean, we've gone through all your pictures here. So is there anything else you wanted to cover, or should we just take this into some more general discussion and maybe some of you guys have some other points that you just remembered, or we can go through this. We obviously there's a lot more lists in the mod API changes that we haven't touched, but still, maybe Kianad has something. I don't know.
I do indeed. Renabris would like to know what our plans for the future are. And our plans for the future are the continued development of Space Engineers on PC and Xbox. Those are our plans for the future. We want to keep doing awesome stuff. We have a lot of stuff ahead of us this year. This is yeah, give us a leak. I have no leaks. This is just getting the ball rolling for us. And to be very, very clear about everything we've been discussing today, today is covering mods created by the people who have been speaking today, these mod authors, which thanks again for being here. We really appreciate you coming and contributing. And these, we took suggestions from them. We made changes to the modding API, and then and in some cases they made changes to the modding API, and then we moved forward. And these mods can do much more incredible things. And if you're a modder, hopefully you see the potential in the changes we made. Yeah. So that's everything. That's everything. And also, where else can you see someone drop the sentence, editing the space weather in the Nebula mod? Yeah, crushing depth. That was all one sentence from Jakaria. I wrote it down because I was like, oh my god, that's amazing. Yeah,
it's a lot.
But it's been really great. Like, it's, I mean, yeah, you carry on, man. You go ahead.
Yeah, no,
you've been listening in and got some points, so.
Well, I was just going to say that Digi definitely isn't dead, and there is no vanilla water other than ice, and that's what I.
Well, there's rain, there's fog.
True.
Who is arguing semantics with me right now? I didn't see who lit up there.
I technically added water.
You're right. I concede. You did technically add water. Your trolling game is weak. I assume you're talking about me. It is weak. I tend to go with the nice guy approach.
Yeah, I just also like to reiterate from my side as well, from the modding side, what Keen does in terms of giving modders access. Of course, modders that are, selected modders, not all modders, but still, giving modders access to developers themselves and to help them figure out what is needed for modders and to support them in this way. This is absolutely the exception in this gaming industry. I've done modding for other games before, and while I'm sure like every developer is happy about modders supporting them and making mods for their games, most of them, first of all, don't make the game as moddable as Space Engineers is, and second, also most likely don't work together with modders as closely as Keen does. And you know, that is something that I think it's important to reiterate from our side as well, because we all profit from it in the end, because we get to do all the cool stuff that we want to do, and in some cases that Keen cannot do, because we have much more freedom in what we can do and in what we can add than they do, which also means that we can do make a lot of crazy mods.
Yes.
Continue.
Oh, so I was going to add on to that and say that's very true, because like, how many other games do the modders get access to the source code of the game to make our changes? It's not something that's very common, and I mean,
I was going to add,
and like, there's things that we can add, like you were saying, in that maybe the devs want to add, but the devs have budgets and deadlines, and they have their own feature list that they need to get to. They can't get to all the nice and fun stuff that we want. So
but they have responsibilities. We don't
have more, like modders can add more stuff. Modders can create a bunch of mods that a lot of players are like, oh, why don't we add to the game? And it's like, well, devs have their own schedule and that they want to do, and this the fact that we have, some of us have access to the source, means that we can actually get stuff into the vanilla game that is going to be beneficial, and that the devs can't necessarily get time to get to. I'm sure the devs would love to work on the mod API all the time. They can't.
Well,
so it's great that we were able to bridge that gap.
And this is a big one. Go on, you guys carry on.
I gotta say that like making the same thing in core game gonna take about 7 times more or even more, I don't know. So yeah, making mods is much more easier, faster, and like you don't care. Like you are not responsible for like all people in the game start crashing like because of you created a mistake. In mods you can like update game very easily. I mean your mode update very easily. So yeah.
And we to cover some of the questions that I see popping up in chat. First, access to our code and background access. That means private communities where we work directly with modders, and they have access to developers, or they can just message me, the community manager, whatever. Those things are limited and only handed out in small groups. We did, as someone just mentioned in chat, put the source code out in the public, but we have regular updates that come. The code is always changing, and so those members of the modding community that are in those smaller groups, we share our progress and our changes with them directly, because ultimately it's in everyone's best interest. They make awesome mods. We want the game to be stable so they can keep doing that. If we share, everybody wins. The other thing was one of our producers in chat is making funny comments. So if you can guess who that is, that's on you. And yes, I totally just sold you out.
Wait, what happened? I just had to dash a second. Some food situation. That was all. And food and cat situation.
We got it covered, Xocliw.
Great. No, I just wanted to say that, like, no, it's totally, you guys covered it. It's all good. I'm enjoying it. I just get to sit here, listen to these modding legends. It's all good from my point of view. Makes my life easier, eh? No, but the point I wanted to say is just reiterating, like, it's true, like, when it comes to just sheer, like, work power. Like, the SE team is a decent size. It's not a tiny team. It's not a massive team either. But when it comes to like I don't know how many programmers we have now, Kinnard. I'm not sure if you estimate like I don't know if you
Oh
could
my.
roughly say, but still, the point is we're up against hundreds, maybe even breaking 1,000 at some points. You know, people who are like getting into the code, modding stuff, adding blocks.
You mean our proportion of staff against the modding community?
Yeah,
we're,
exactly.
We're dwarfed. The modding community is like an army of developers. We're just a tiny little team.
I can actually give input on that as well. We talked about this briefly before, Zoc. But so one thing I do that is probably not maybe as known to most of the SE players is I make a tool that allows people to make to bring models, 3D models into the game more easily. It's called SUT, and it's available for Blender. And I track how many downloads I get for that tool. So for the previous versions, or the one previous to the one I released in December, it was released in April or so. There's been over 700 downloads for that tool. So there's potentially like at least over 650 people, and I'm
amazing
discounting the ones that have downloaded it multiple times here, rough number. There's at least around 650 people that have at some point been interested in making 3D models for this game and bringing them into the game.
Yeah.
And then there's, that is a portion of the total modding community. There is a lot more that are not in the 3D side of things. They might just do the SPC mods, which is the data format that Space Engineers has, or they might be working on scripts. All of those will not be downloading my tool. So, there is most likely over 1,000 people working on mods for Space Engineers.
And also,
go on.
And also, like you guys, you're playing Space Engineers as a game, and for us, playing Space Engineers is like modding and having our own servers and like coding. So the Space Engineers, I guess, it is one of the best sandboxes ever, where you can play, you can mod, you can create, even in Blender, something, and it would be useful. So. Yeah, space programmers, space devs.
Yeah, SCUT is really changed the game, and if you are a mod and you've got into it, you know what's up. Like this is a huge deal for making the process of modding SC so much easier for sure. So big shout out to Enenra, because that's his baby there. That's his real pride and joy, and it is amazing. It's amazing stuff. Go on. Go ahead, man.
Just to answer a quick question in chat, we had a few people mention the feedback and support portal. Yes, we look at it. I literally read the support section every morning while I'm drinking my coffee. That's 7 days a week. I'm always looking at it, and the rest of the team is reviewing it as well. We also go through support tickets as a team to talk about what's going on and prioritize tasks. So just know, if you're using the support portal and giving us your feedback or reporting a bug, we're seeing it, we're working on it.
And again, you'll see that in the list of when you see the list of bug fixes for the next update. You'll see that a lot of those support portal stuff is there. Yeah, and obviously, and not just report stuff, but also upvote stuff that you also agree with, because it makes a big difference. Like, I realize there's some things on there that are highly upvoted and may have not been addressed yet for various reasons, but at the same time, it really does help us to see what is the major issues that's like in the community. I was just looking here. And welcome everyone who's joining us. It's great. There's such a great turnout today. So I really hope you guys have found this stream interesting on this front, because not everyone uses mods and Space Engineers, which is a good point. But many do, and many will. And I think there's really going to be, there's so much good stuff coming out this year. Like, also, I can't say too much about it now. I'll leave that to Marek whenever we do the launch live stream. But yeah, we've got some really great stuff coming this year in the plan. It's I think a lot of the communities, a lot of the communities' kind of long-term requests are really being looked at. I know this is just words, right? I know a lot of you guys' points like, oh, he just says this, whatever. Like, That's fine. That's fine. You know, and I hope that Keem will really, you know, prove that with the results. But I just wanted to say that I am for sure. I'm more hyped for this year than I was last year. Let's put it that way. I don't know if you want to add anything to that. I didn't leak too much of that. Didn't leak anything.
No. Technically, if you listen carefully to the stream, there were leaks already.
Yeah.
But I wanted to say that normally we'll probably try and put out a teaser next week, early in the week, and it's going to be a doozy. So be on the lookout for that. It'll be a big one.
Yeah. Someone was talking about new mechanics, like there's no new mechanics, and that's mostly true. Like in the recent updates haven't added any major mechanics. There's maybe been a small feature here or there, but for sure, starting with this upcoming update, Warfare 2, there's going to be some new mechanics, and what we have planned this year also, there'll be more on the mechanic side. So definitely, I know that's been a long-term, or a recent, the last kind of year or so has been feelings that not enough new mechanics. Like the blocks are great, people like it, but people are kind of hungry for something new and something new to do, and that is, we're hearing that. So just wanted to put that out there. It's to say the floor's still open, guys. So if you again have any things that come to your mind or points you want to make, the floor is yours, and really it's so great to have you here, and I'd love to make the most of this.
I actually do have one API thing I really want to mention. I just remembered.
Okay.
And that would be Animal NPC API. Previously, they weren't very moddable. Like their attack sounds, how fast they would attack, all that. Just SPC stuff that should be in SPC, the data format we use. That is it's been opened up a little bit better, and it should be a lot easier to make NPC mods.
That's exciting. Yeah. There's already a bunch of people who are doing good stuff with the NPC and kind of AI stuff out there. So opening that up more, that will be a huge deal to see more stuff on that front. So do you think I should just read some of the things off this list here? Because I think we've mentioned some, but maybe some of especially some of the technical people will recognize this stuff. What do you think? Is that all right?
One thing actually regarding what Jakari mentioned, the NPC API, this also was made by working together with the developers of AI Enabled.
Nice.
Shown
nice. Yeah, it has.
That was working collaboration with them. Fantastic. Yes, so AI Enabled approved.
Well. Yeah,
that's great.
JTerp, the main developer for that, and together with Chipsticks, they have been working on that, and they have input on the mod API changes as well, and
nice.
Some of those are specifically made to help them in developing that mod.
I know we have a bunch of JTerp and Chipsticks fans out there, and especially with their work with it's hard not. How can you not be, right? We've done a couple of these AI enabled streams, and the stuff that we've been seeing is really, really great. I mean, is there any reason I can't read off the list of stuff here?
I think we should save it for the changelog.
Just a couple things.
Just a little bit.
Is this an active negotiation right now? All right.
Let me just see here. All right, let me see what I got. I'll try and pull out some cool ones if I've only got limited. We've got there's a interesting one that's called Get Fat Blocks. Sounds interesting.
Oh, no, it's not that.
I just read that one off. We've got
that's one less.
Block,
choose wisely.
Block weapon group UI compatibility.
Oh, it is a thing that when you have drills, you have Gatling guns, when you have a special category called block weapons and block tools, and now with mods you have an ability to create these groups when you just press with the left mouse key, and you can shoot with that. So you have now ability to implement it for weapon core and for your custom tools or something like this.
Cool. That sounds really nice. That's a good one there.
For me, I like the decals improvements because there is a mod called Sprays mod. I really like it, and I would add it to my server because it allows you to add sprays on your ships, like letters, like different stickers. Really great mod.
Okay.
Awesome. Okay, okay. Sorry, so go ahead.
Yeah, and now there were some bugs, like there was a disappearing of decals, and now the work with decals are really, really improved. So, yeah.
But we could save the rest of that for the changelog.
Okay.
Please.
All right, we will do. All right. I'm being cut off here. Okay, just a couple there, but yeah, there's a lot of stuff there, and I don't think definitely keep that for the release. So
thank you.
Any kind of other open points you can think of, Kianata?
No, we're really looking forward to this. We're crazy excited about it. I know a lot of people got used to our cadence on how we were releasing, trying to get something out every like 3 or 4 months, and then we had a little bit of a longer window with this one. All I can say is we really wanted to take our time and make sure we got it right. That was most important with this, because there's a lot here. So yeah.
Great. Let's see here. Okay. Well, in that case, we could wrap it up for here today. What do you think? We all good? It's been great, and I would love to do more. Let's just talk about all of Warfare 2, but no.
No.
It's been a really great show today, and I'm grateful for you guys coming on, spending your time. I know some of you guys are gonna get to work soon, right? So I will definitely let you get on with that. And let's just see some love in the chat, guys, for the modders who are here today. Shout out to Drago, Enenra, Gwyn, Jack, and Slime, and Kianata, of course, for helping me out here as well. And all the modders. That's love for these modders, but also love for all the modders out there who are doing great stuff. And I think we've seen many, many great mods over the years, but it's crazy. I still think the best is yet to come. I really do. I really think that, especially if we continue to look more into the mod API and opening its potential, I mean, well, the possibilities could be really endless, nearly. As long as we avoid, obviously, the unsafe areas, but still, massive excitement for this next release, and I do hope that we continue to do this over the next year and give more modders access there. So, yeah, any final words, or just, farewells from the members here, and I'll wrap this up in a second as well.
Thank you for having us.
Yeah, thank you very much.
I don't have anything else to say. Just thanks.
Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you, guys. Really, thank you so much. And we'll see you all very soon. And I'm sure the community is looking forward to seeing, especially some of you guys who are working on mods to release soon. I'm sure, and updates to mods. I'm sure the community will.
I do have one thing to say.
Okay.
That if you want to get involved in modding, get in the Keen Community Discord. I'm sure Xocliw can give a link.
Get that in the chat.
There's a bunch of Space Engineers modding channels there, and you can easily jump into any of the varying channels. And we have tutorials, help, and feel free to ask questions, and we'll help guide you along.
It's true, and I know lots of people who want. Even I would like to get into SE modding if I just had more time, because it's a really fun thing. Just once you have even some basic skills, just having an idea in your head and being able to make that happen along with the help of members of the community. It's awesome. We have a really, really great community who will definitely welcome you with open arms, guys. So if you are a modder yet, but would like to get into it, please do jump on the Discord and go to the right channel. And for sure, these guys, a lot of which you've been talking with today, will be there to help you out and point you in the right direction and how to get into it. Yeah, so thank you so much, guys. And we should do this again more often. I think it's really fun. Like, I often have 1 or 2 guests on, but it's actually been kind of fun to have so many people on the show today. It's like the modders round table or something like that. So I definitely think we could do more of these mass modder streams, Great. So I'll see you guys later. Bye-bye now. Thank you once again.
It's been fun.
Bye.
See ya.
Good night.
Okay, guys, so there we have it. More, I know. Definitely, it's actually, this has been one of those streams that we could just end up talking about Space Engineers. We could probably even go down a trip down memory lane and start talking about all the modding golden era and all that stuff. And before even there was a Steam workshop and people were just distributing mods in the forums. That's where I feel like hanging out with these guys could go, because a lot of these are really OG, and they've had so, especially myself, I've had a lot of memories of them, playing with them and doing stream and stuff. So yeah, they're a great bunch of guys. Your superiors are gone. Give us a teaser. Have I not given enough today? Do you guys want something else? No, I think if you go back and watch it, there may have been some other things there already. Let's see there. I'm just actually going to show us one more teaser. I think I'm just going to show the teaser from earlier again, just in case people missed. Hold on, just repeat the one. You guys joined us at the end here. You may have missed this one. Let's see. I think that's the right file. That's good. There we go. With the music and all. Yeah, no comment. I'm not going to make any comment. Just dig myself into a hole here. Great. I'm so hyped. What I will say is that I will say this, it's not a leak really. It kind of is, but not really. I've already said it. There are still more guns to come. So, what have you seen so far? We've seen the large grid artillery turret up on the screen now, and of course, you've seen the railgun now, the large railgun for a while as well. So that is, I think, the teasing for today. Great. So to finish it off today, let's see who do we have in the chat and give some shout outs to everyone who we have today. Just to, really shout out the community who's been watching this. I'll try and get every name. So let's go. Who do we have in the chat? Let's have a look. It's going to take a while here, I think. All right. In YouTube, I see Lieps, Axel Lord, TSC, X-Master, Tim, Draxi, Turnip, Anvil Shock, Axel Lord, Daniel, Luca, Hopeful Nico. It's gone pretty quick now. Lotex, Silent Onyx, Mac. Oh, goodness. Actually, really a lot tonight. Creepy Ambulance, Jason, Arlen, Stephen, Arm, Talon, Electro, Peter, Runky, Mr. Shinagami, Axel, Draxi, Nemo Zero, Vinny, Dragon, Kuba, Writes with Russ, Dark, Tarek, Maximus, Archangel, Monster King, Lotek, Robert, Praetor, Kuba, Dark. I'm still going here. I'm still going. Okay, I think I might have over it. Right, let's. I'm gonna go now. Have a look at the Twitch here. Let's have a look on Twitch. It's always easy to read Twitch chat. The colors there are much easier. Cypanda, Dultra, Cyborg, B Soldier, Ming, Soachas, Cave Badger, Jerome, Captain Arthur, Sarek, Maxi Do, Karmic, Savage Oxygen, Darth, Tybo, Tenable, Boss, Simaster, Black Box, Cam, New, Beyond Static, Sky King, Jack, my mum. How you doing, mum? Silverbane, Fireflash, Die, Lyco, Roni, Blazing Dust, Cam, B Swiss, Iffy. Woo! This is one of the only weeks of Devs Lost in Space that it's been really hard to read everyone. Now, normally I can get to the end, but they're still coming in here. Philosophical, Spark, Ada, Dan, Raylon, Adrian, Anubis, Spark, DJ Ultra, Topcat, Cave Badger, Simmaster, Beyond, Shadow, Alex, Krakata, Obi, Lyco, JB, Nazine, Boss. Am I there? Oh, I'm nearly there. I'm nearly there? No, I'm not. Still going. Okay. I think I'll do a bit more and then I'm going to have to... I said I was going to do all of them. Let's see. Couple more here. AK, Adven, Danny, Corporal Boy, JGC, 84 Press, Raylon Masters, Vikings, Tim, Rune, Dice, Choso, and I think, yeah, I'm all out of juice. I'm all out of juice, but I will say just, yeah, shout outs to everyone else in chat. Nothing personal. I'm sorry if I missed your names, but just too many of you tonight. So many of you. Right, so there should be a stream next week as well, and we are really, you know, getting close to the next update, and there's still plenty more to reveal. And just again to highlight new mechanics, new weapons, new types of weapons, quality of life improvements, and just lots of bug fixes. And also, the other thing I always say is that, sure, there's lots of combat stuff, new weapons, but there's also going to be, you know, a fair bit of content for people who aren't interested in any fighting at all. So for the builders out there who are really just more peaceful builders, there's also going to be something in this update for you as well. So I think on that note, I will head off and I will see you guys soon. That's all for now. See you next week. And as always... I think I almost broke my streak on sharing out some of them keen leaks. I'm out. See you guys next time. Bye.